Techstars Alabama EnergyTech Day. I'm Brooke Ellis, the President Manager. This is Nate Schmidt, the Managing Director. Nate, look at all these people.
Let me take you back. The very first day at Techstars, the very first staff meeting we had in the morning, we talked about our goals for the program. One of our goals, a packed house at Demo Day. Brooke, I think we pulled it off.
Pretty packed. Today is a celebration of 10 teams from all around the world. US, Canada, Sweden, and even Malaysia are here today with us, and we're so excited to celebrate each and every one of them.
So if this is your first time getting to know Techstars a little bit, welcome. We're very glad that you're here. Techstars is the largest investor in the world for very early stage tech companies. There's Techstars in London and in Paris and in New York, in Austin, Texas, in Boulder, all over the world. We invest in companies. Our job, Brooke and I's job, is to head out into the world once a year and find 10 energy tech, clean tech, climate tech, sustainability type companies to invest in. And then our model is we bring them to Birmingham and we hit them with everything we've got. We hit them with mentors, each other, the community that they bring, corporate partners, investors. We try to give them the perfect environment to thrive and grow, and we do that in 13 weeks at our beautiful offices in the downtown Denham building here in Birmingham. This is our third time to do Techstars. We have had 30 companies come through the program, and we've had some phenomenal success. We've had for our first 20 companies, $160 million in funding. If you're wondering if that's a lot.
How much?
$160 million. It's a lot. It's an awful lot. And that means those companies are growing their teams, they're building their products, they're doing that all around the world, and yes, they are doing that in Alabama, creating jobs right here in our state. Thank you. I put up a picture of the new Shipshape building. They were in our 2020 class. They were from Austin, Texas. They moved to Birmingham, and they're opening a building downtown, and it's going to be creating jobs and being amazing. So off to a great start.
But we couldn't do this program without the amazing mentors. This year, we had over 100 mentors working with our teams day in and day out. So thank you, mentors. So many of you today are here. So thank you for being here, and thank you for investing in our teams. Also, I'd like to thank our Techstars staff. Our motto here at Techstars is give first, and this team has done exactly that. They come into the office every single day, and they give back their time to these amazing entrepreneurs every single day. Nate and I could not do our jobs without the help of this staff, so please give this staff a huge round of applause.
This program has amazing partners. Alabama Power works for years bringing Techstars to Birmingham, and now that Techstars is here and we're in year 3, the support they give us is really unbelievable. It's so much more than money. It's their time, it's mentorship, it's their facilities, and it doesn't stop with Alabama Power. We have a huge lineup. It's so big that I have to look at the screen to say it all. Alltech, the Department of Commerce, the EDPA, Power South, Southern Research, the University of Alabama, Hardware Park. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of our partners, and a big thank you to Keith and the crew here at Red Mountain Theater.
Woo!
Phenomenal facility.
We'd also like to give a big thanks to our global network partners that work with our teams every day, and we cannot forget our families. Every single team you see here tonight have left their loved ones behind for 13 weeks. So please give a huge shout out to the friends and family that have supported these crazy entrepreneurs in their journey.
All right, tonight you're going to have 10 companies that are going to be pitching and telling you about what they're doing. Some of them are going to put up a QR code and say, please take a picture of the QR code so you can interact with our company. We've made it easy for you. On the back of all of your lanyards, there's a QR code that takes you to all of the QR codes that the teams are going to be asking you to look at. QR code for QR codes makes perfect sense. But if you miss something, just scan your lanyard. Okay, here's the format for today. If you got an email from me inviting you here tonight, and many of you did, I said we were going to have 5 things. The first, free food and a free full bar.
How was the food, guys? How were the drinks? Good?
It's our philosophy that if we give you free food and drinks, we can mess this up as much as we want, and you're like coming out ahead. We're not going to mess it up, though, because the second thing we have Jackson back from last year.
Woo!
He's in high school.
Let's hear
He can play the guitar. Come on, Jackson. Jackson's going to be playing our teams on and off stage. Thank you, Jackson. Number 3, 10 incredible pitches. Get ready. Number 4, last year we broke the news of Be Home, a house in Forest Park that our founders bought together, which has been a great resource for our community. This year, Be Home. This year, we are going to be breaking news after the teams pitch, the type of stuff you'll be reading in the paper tomorrow. So get ready for our breaking news. And then finally, the final thing on your bingo card, a song and dance number at the end. Are we really going to do it? You're going to have to wait and see.
Awesome. All right. So this is not a boring event where you just come and you sit in your seats and you listen to speakers. We need you to interact. So these teams are nervous. We need you to cheer them on every time they come on stage. So when Jackson plays the music, I need you to get loud and welcome them on stage. And we're going to start with number 1, and we're going to go all the way to 10, and I need you to keep your energy up the entire night. But first, I'd like to welcome to the stage our first speaker from Alabama Power. Where are we at here? Tony Spoke, SVP.
Come on, Jackson.
Welcome up to the stage.
Hello, Jackson. All right. Okay. Well, I tell you, Alabama Power, it's so excited to be the sponsor for this. Now, I know you guys are all sitting here thinking that, I got to listen to this corporate guy speak before we have fun. So guess what? I'm not going to be long. I'm going to be brief. But I do want to tell you how important this is to Alabama. Why is it important to Alabama? We are really gung-ho and really spend most of our time working on economic development. I think most of you know that. Now, I did want to do something. I did want to say, every time I say Alabama or Birmingham, y'all go bananas. Okay? So when I say Alabama, y'all scream. All right, if I say Birmingham, okay, now that's better. Audience participation is always good. But let me tell you what it means for our state in this bucket. We do really well with classic economic development, but for us to spend the time to work on this new ecosystem, this new tech ecosystem, and look at what's happened. Mael, the CEO of Techstars, came to Birmingham, and one thing she said to us that was impactful was that, as Nate mentioned, Techstars is in all these other cities. Well, they thought this city was too small for Techstars. Well, Birmingham is one of their best markets. As I repeat, Birmingham, all right, it's one of their best markets. So thanks to you, you guys made that happen. So thanks to all you do for us having such a successful Techstars. So thank y'all for what you do. Thank y'all for supporting Techstars. Thank y'all for being here. Alabama Power is proud to be a supporter of Techstars. And I am going to turn the microphone over to Nancy Wolf. And she said, call her Fancy Nancy. Nancy.
Wow, what a great turnout. So, none of us would be here if it wasn't for the visionaries at Alabama Power. So thank you. What do we have to say about Alabama Power, right? So I have the privilege of seeing a ton of accelerators all over the world for Techstars. And I can tell you that, of course, all of Techstars' partners are special. But I am not lying to you when I tell you that there's something extra special here in Birmingham with Alabama Power. Extra special, trust me. The way that this community has rallied around these teams and these founders is unlike anything I have ever witnessed before, right? I tell founders at the beginning of program to take risks, right? Take advantage of the safe environment that they're in. But what's been created here is so much more than that. It almost doesn't have words, right? This is more than a safe environment. This is a home. This is a family, right? And that's because of every one of you, right? It's not an organization that did that. It's the people that did that, and that is every one of you that created this. So give yourself a round of applause for the community that you've brought together. and how special it is. It truly, truly is, and you're about to see that. And so thank you to each and every one of you for creating a community where companies can thrive, for creating a community where founders feel like this is their home, where you've proven to them that anything is possible when you're surrounded by a strong community. And most importantly, you've proven to them that you've reminded them that founders are people and that people really matter. So thank you for that. And so now we're going to all witness the impact that this amazing community has had on founders who are changing the world. Thank you.
I'm going way in, out into the open. I'm going straight in, all in the moment. I'll go out into the open. I'm going way in, out into the open. I'm going straight in, all in the moment. I'll go out into the open. Out into the open.
On this side of the barrier.
To the silence, alone in the quiet. I'm tired, but I like it. I'm a long way from home. Let the further
It means a ton to me that you all came to Alabama. I mean, it's unbelievable that we were able to bring you all here and that you had faith and trust in us to come here. And so I do mean it as heartfelt, like, thanks for coming. This has been a wild and wonderful ride, and you are all such an amazing group of people. I say this with all sincerity. Nights like tonight, moments like this right here, some of the most important moments that our startup ecosystem has ever had.
Good evening. My name is Monroe Clayton, and I'm an associate here at Techstars. When we're not working really hard, we like to play games and have a little fun. Paintball, cornhole, beer pong are just a few of an extensive list of games that I regularly beat the founder I'm about to introduce you to. So with no further ado, I'd like to introduce you to the man I beat at almost every competitive activity, Dr. Michael Valerino.
Awesome work, Jackson, and thank you for that intro, Monroe. This presentation, unlike Monroe's intro, is going to be factual and not exaggerated. And I I'd like to kick this off with a picture of a car. And this isn't just any old car. This car belongs to our managing director, Nate Schmidt. Yeah, now Nate loves this car. He's so proud of it. He's even proud of the name of this color, which is voodoo blue. And I think it's terrible looking, but to each their own. But we were in the office the other day, and Nate was complaining. He said, I really got to get my car washed. And I was like, that's ridiculous. Absolute waste of money. It looks fine. And so I took this picture before he went to get it washed and had him take one after he got it washed. Exactly the same. I was right. The dirt does not show on this voodoo blue. And there's something else that you can't tell when it's dirty, and that's solar panels. But for solar, the consequences are real. Solar panels get dirty, and rain does not clean them. And this issue is known as soiling. Soiling means efficiency losses, which means revenue losses. And even a few percent puts profit in jeopardy. And unlike a cheap car wash, it costs tens of thousands to clean a solar farm. But there has to be a way to tell, right? Well, this site, pictured here, the owner was losing $45,000 a year, and they had no idea. So you have these costly losses, you have expensive cleanings, and that means you need to optimize when these cleanings happen. So why isn't this being done? Well, it's because the available options just are not working. Data monitoring platforms are notoriously inaccurate. Sensors, they're expensive, they're not scalable. And if you want to measure soiling on site, you need to send trained technicians to the site, shut down part of your site on a bright sunny day, hook up expensive equipment, take readings, do analysis. All of this takes hours. So because of all of this, nothing is getting cleaned when it's supposed to, and billions of dollars a year are lost because of it. My name's Michael Valerino. I did my PhD at Duke University focused on soiling. I'm one of the leading experts in this field, and I did my research to answer the questions that the industry was asking about soiling. I knew there had to be a better way, so we founded Solar Unsoiled and we built it. Our software platform maximizes the profit at any solar site through optimized cleaning schedules. We bring in data analytics and machine learning methods to isolate historical soiling losses. Daily satellite imagery allows us to see soiling losses from space, and this ensures that our already leading predictive model is accurate to each site. And remember that on-site method that took hours? Well, with this, a handheld microscope with a digital camera, we can measure that on site when instead of taking hours, it takes 2 minutes and is a fraction of the cost. In the short amount of time during this program, we have applied and validated this technology at 100 solar farms. We've identified 1.5 million in soiling losses for our customers, and we partner with cleaning companies to make it easier to get cleanings contracted. For the first time, our customers have the ability not only to understand their soiling losses, but to proactively allocate resources to optimize mitigation. We are happy to say that Southern Power is our most recent customer. Cypress Creek Renewables, another one of the top solar companies in the US, made their first ever early stage investment to lead our last round. And with that money, we put together a team, including my co-founder and CTO, Harold, who came down here to Alabama with me. This team has the expertise to change the way that solar maintenance happens globally. Our optimized cleaning schedules will increase profit by over 10%. Solar is taking off. And in the US alone, this market is expected to triple in the next 5 years to $25 billion in annual revenue. We are in an energy revolution. And this revolution is bringing unprecedented investment into this space. And we have built a platform that allows you to get the most out of that investment. Solar Unsoiled is keeping clean energy clean. Come talk to me or check out our website if you want to learn more. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you all so much.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Peyton Cato, and over the past 13 weeks, I have gotten to know this next group that I have the privilege and honor of introducing. They have worked tireless hours creating innovative solutions that I think will help stimulate economic development and workforce stability. All the way from Toronto, Canada, let's give it up for Hopin.
Wow. It's been a rough couple of years, so it's nice to be back in person. COVID really did change a lot of things about the way we live. You know, one of the things that we see in the new normal is the ability to work from home or adopt hybrid working. I mean, for many of you in the crowd today, that's a luxury that we have, right? But what about these people? The ones that still have to commute every single day so we have food to eat, or cars to drive, or energy in our homes. Because for these people, commuting isn't that thing that you kind of sort of maybe do twice a week now if you feel like it. But it's essential so that you and I can live our lives every day. I mean, here we all sit in beautiful downtown Birmingham. But I'll tell you what's, let's give it up for Birmingham. But I'll tell you what's not here is manufacturing. Because all the amazing manufacturers across the state are out in areas like Vance or Lincoln or even further beyond that. The people of Birmingham are willing and ready to work, but they just need a little bit of help to get to those locations. There are so many groups out there that are working on getting these amazing factories into our state. There are so many private transportation operators, taxis or ride shares out there that can do the rides. But what we really need is one solution that puts together these manufacturers, the workforce development, and all of the amazing people.
Well, that's why we're here. Hi, I'm Boyd.
And I'm Eric, and we are Hopin Technologies.
We have designed a logistics SaaS platform that connects transportation operators and companies experiencing recruiting and retention issues by building commuting solutions to help their employees get to work. Now, the magic behind our technology is it takes all this data from our stakeholders to efficiently deploy shuttles and stitch together these routes that pick the best pickup spots to make that commute to work a lot easier.
Boy, that sounds really cool in theory, but come on, man, that's a pipe dream.
Well, as we stand here right now, rides are happening. Ask the 11 organizations we work with, like UPS, Honda, even an entire county. To this point, we've grown our revenue to $260,000 in annual recurring revenue, and we raised over $1 million in funding.
I mean, I'm pretty convinced at this point. It's definitely a win-win for every stakeholder involved. I mean, companies are able to recruit and retain talent like never before. People can access better jobs while saving money on the daily commute and saving time. And bus operators are increasing revenues by hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. So it's clear that what we're building at Hopin is a holistic and sustainable solution that benefits not just the bottom line of all these amazing stakeholders, but also the environment. And we are so proud to say that in the past year, by promoting mass volume ride sharing, we've been able to remove 76 metric tons of CO2 from the air. 76!
Wow, that's a lot.
It is a lot, Boyd. It's actually about 9 trips around the entire world with the average car.
So, although we're crushing it in Canada, 3 months ago we decided to move to Birmingham, Alabama. There's a harmony here between the manufacturing sector and the rise of tech that provides the best environment for us to begin our US expansion. Now, we've been working with some amazing organizations while we've been here, like APC, the EDPA, Workforce AIDT, and many, many more. We're excited about joining forces with these organizations, and it makes us super excited about the future of work here in Alabama.
I mean, this sounds great, right? The future of work, digitizing shuttles, decarbonization, but we're really just scraping the surface of what we're doing at Hopin Technologies. Because we're taking all this amazing data that we're collecting, and we're building these really cool machine learning algorithms that are actually going to influence the future of electric vehicle infrastructure and urban planning. So join us for the ride. We're using transportation as the vehicle for sustainability, for workforce development, and for a brighter future for every single person on this planet. We are Hopin Technologies.
Merci beaucoup.
And thank you.
Good evening. I am humbled to be on this stage with so many amazing entrepreneurs, visionaries, and supporters of not only this accelerator program, but of our innovation ecosystem here in Birmingham. I'm tasked with a huge responsibility and a humongous opportunity to present the next company. And so when you hear the word energy tech, or words energy tech, that might mean a new battery technology, or a rooftop wind turbine, or maybe a autonomous drone that surveys critical grid assets and reduces operational costs, while also being just pretty cool. Those are some things you might expect, right? What about the people? What about the people doing the jobs? The next company is going to challenge everything about the workforce as we transition into renewable technologies. And so I have the opportunity to introduce to you someone who literally traveled from the other side of the planet, from Kuala Lumpur to Birmingham, to be a part of this accelerator. And so that's a big deal. And we're really excited to have her here. She is on a mission to help solve the energy industry's workforce challenges. We're excited, and I have, please give me a little bit of grace here, as sometimes her name can be a little bit hard to pronounce, but I'm gonna do my best. And it is Cinia, CEO of PowerTechs. Please give a warm Alabama welcome.
Hey, everybody. Today, I'd like to start by telling you what it was like growing up in the USSR. This is a picture of my family taken 2 weeks before the fall of the Soviet Union. And the girl in the picture right at the top is me. We had a pretty good life in the USSR. Things were stable and predictable. But in 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed and our lives turned upside down. People found themselves face to face with a new market economy they weren't ready for. They had to adapt to the new reality and understand how to transfer the skills they had to the new conditions to basically stay afloat. I remember my grandfather, a nuclear physicist, a scientist who made several discoveries, struggling to find a new job because no one needed science during the years of perestroika. People literally needed to survive. That was a time when we couldn't afford anything. We couldn't even afford apples for Christmas. And I've seen what happens when the world changes. What happens to workers who don't have skills for new jobs in the changing economy? And I know how vulnerable it can make you feel. Right now, the world is changing once again, especially when it comes to energy. People are scared their jobs are being taken away, and they don't believe their skills are transferable to new positions. We've built PowerTechs to address this problem. The main advantage of the platform is a simulator-based skills assessment and training. Workers solve practical challenges on their screens, like this, for example, and we track their hard and soft skills at the back end. It can be as specific as this example or more general, and we are able to measure practical knowledge, safety compliance, communication, and even work attitudes. As a result, companies get a very granular picture of the existing transferable skills, even if people don't know they have the skills. And we can also identify gaps, upskill workers to future industries, or make your trainings more efficient. Skilled labor shortage costs a single utility company at least $10 million a year. If we look at just wind and solar technicians, this is a huge market of $7 billion. And if we add here electrification, hydrogen, EV, and other clean energy roles, this is a massive market opportunity. Our solution is industry agnostic, but we are focused on this market because the lack of skilled workers is already a bottleneck for a renewable infrastructure deployment. And this problem is only going to get worse. We are the perfect team to solve it. as we have a very complementary skill set. When I was 18, I moved to Paris, where I studied at the Sorbonne. I've been a successful entrepreneur with an exit in the workforce recruitment space. And my co-founder, Sam, is a PhD from Brown. He specialized in educational assessments and artificial intelligence. Over the last 3 months, we've built 12 simulators based on the real feedback from energy companies. We've also started collecting data and got our first 100 users and more than 10 companies in our pipeline. Back in 1991, my grandfather addressed the challenges of perestroika by commercializing science and repurposing over 1,000 people of his plant. Today at PowerTechs, we are repurposing workers for a future of energy. And if you have connections with renewables or with other industries that are changing, and you want to empower tech skills and get better in assessing, training, or the most importantly, repurposing your workforce, come and join us. We absolutely want to talk to you. Thank you.
Hey, how's it going tonight? My name is Matt J., entrepreneur in residence, and for the past 13 weeks, I've had the pleasure and privilege of working with all of these incredibly talented teams. But I must say that this next one that's coming up, definitely one of my favorites. I have been inspired by their energy, their drive, and their commitment to their mission. Speaking of drive, one of the founders on the way here, all the way from Montana, their car broke down. But you know what? They didn't quit. They didn't give up. They hitchhiked all the way here, didn't die, and made it on time. That's incredible. And from that day forward, I knew that this team would be one of the ones that would do whatever it takes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Simon Julian, Latimer Controls.
Many of us have heard of Thomas Edison and his invention of the light bulb. However, the bamboo filament he used was expensive, didn't burn for very long, and didn't burn very bright. It wasn't until an under-recognized black inventor named Louis Latimer developed the carbon filament that transformed the light bulb from a useful marvel of science to a dominant and scalable product that we could see in our everyday lives. This is exactly what Latimer Controls is looking to do with solar on the power grid. But why isn't solar already a dominant source of energy? Well, ask Guineas. If you haven't figured it out, this stands for Achieving a Sustainable Power Grid is not as easy as simply building more solar power. But in all seriousness, scientists around the US are investigating ways to operate a 100% renewable power system, and they haven't figured it out yet. There's a study that came out of New England that said that if they are to hit their 2040 carbon reduction goals, they're gonna have to tolerate 30 days of blackouts. That's 300 times more than the limit that we are used to today. This is all because when we replace fossil fuels on the power grid, we're losing something really important. Fossil fuels provide us with stable and reliable power. And when we increase our production on the demand side, they can ramp up and meet our need. This is called dispatchability, and it's a huge asset for grid operators. Solar, on the other hand, is not controllable. The dynamic cloud coverage that you see here causes huge swings in power output, making solar unreliable and unpredictable. If we are to transform solar into that dominant energy source that we need to gain controllability and adjustability in real time. My name is Simon Julian, and for the past 4 years, I've been performing graduate-level research at the University of Colorado and the National Renewable Energy Lab with chief scientists to publish 2 scientifically peer-reviewed publications and an international patent on a software algorithm to control and manipulate solar on the grid. So how does this work? Here you can see our algorithms recognizing a loss in power output from these partial shading events, and then intelligently signaling across the power plant to optimally adjust to the needs of the grid. And this can happen hundreds of times per minute at a huge scale. This also can integrate into existing solar infrastructure and remain vendor agnostic. So with our solution, we're transforming solar from a liability to an asset. We are making solar predictable and dispatchable, which allows us to maximize the amount of solar that we can increase into the grid. For example, a research study that came out of Southern Company just found that if they had the ability to dispatch and control solar, they would be able to onboard 10 times as much solar onto their system. That would be $770 million in annual savings from fuel costs. That's pretty good. And not only that, they would be able to save 40% of their emissions. That's 35 million metric tons of emissions. That is the same thing as taking off all of the cars on the road in Alabama and Mississippi combined. And that is the impact of one utility. So with an impact that large, I couldn't just sit back and hope somebody reads my graduate thesis. So I quickly teamed up with the top entrepreneurial and engineering students at my university, and together we founded Latimer Controls to take this from the lab and scientific environment to a dominant and useful product that we can get into the real world. And we're making this thing happen. The stars are aligning. Throughout the Techstars program, we've been working with Step Function IO to finalize our product development. We've been in communications with Southern Company to understand how this can integrate into the utility system. And we're excited to announce today that we are teaming up with one of the most innovative and renewably focused engineering firms in the United States, Power Engineers. So if I could get you guys to remember one thing from this presentation, I hope you remember Ask Skinny Smith. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joy, and I'm on the innovation team at Alabama Power. Our next company is joining us all the way from Seattle, Washington. Pat is a solo founder, but he didn't come here alone. In fact, his wife, Julie, and their dog, Remy, joined him along for the ride to Birmingham and for the duration of the accelerator these past 13 weeks. Please give a warm welcome to Pat from WhyGrene.
Let's go back to California, August 2020. It's over 110 degrees outside, so you're inside blasting the AC. Then all of a sudden, another power outage in California. Most people think about their power companies only on two times, when their price goes up or their lights go out. So I just want to take a minute to thank Alabama Power for keeping our lights on, especially today. So why did California have outages in 2020? Well, the grid is changing. With all the new solar, wind, and electric vehicles, we know the sun doesn't always shine and the wind doesn't always blow. Plus, EV charging increases the demand. The result is a power supply and demand imbalance that increases prices and causes outages. So what's the solution? More fossil fuel? That won't help solve climate change. A big part of the solution could be in your garage. Electric vehicles are big batteries on wheels that are parked 90% of the time. They can provide backup power to your home, but they can also sell power back to the grid, which is called vehicle to grid, or V2G. Utility CEOs tell me, hey Pat, we want our customers with batteries and EVs to be fully charged in the morning, drive into work and recharge with that surplus solar power during the day. Then later at night, drive back home and resell that power back to the grid for V2G. Utilities call this a virtual power plant, which helps provide reliable and affordable clean energy. So what's in it for the EV owner? Well, instead of spending $2,000 per year on gas or more, by going electric, that's going to cost you around $500 to charge your vehicle. But using our software to smart charge, it could be as low as $50 per year to drive your vehicle. But wait, there's more. With vehicle to grid, you could make over $2,000 per year with your vehicle, just plugged in. Yeah, it's there. And it's happening all around the world right now. California has thousands of batteries and electric vehicles, creating over a 50 megawatt virtual power plant that helped prevent outages in 2022. There's some other companies working in this space, but the software is really challenging, and the other competition, it's either really expensive or you can't trust it. So that's why Stardust Insights ranked WhyGrene in the top 5 out of almost 500 startup companies around the world for grid solutions. Thank you. And that's because connecting all of the solar, batteries, electric vehicles, and buildings with the grid is really complex. But don't worry, with WhyGrene's Energy Exchange, we have a hybrid cloud and blockchain platform that enables us to affordably and securely transact with all these devices. Let's take a look at it. So here's a demo of our platform. We got a big battery and we connected it to the grid in Seattle. We can tell that battery to charge up. At the top, you see it's charging all the way up to 100%. It's going to store that surplus solar power and then discharge that back to the grid when the utility needs it. Oh, and in the bottom left-hand corner, that's the real battery showing its voltage, discharging back to the grid, and you can see that energy flowing on our app right there as well. We have made amazing traction. Before we came into Techstars, we had a couple warm leads and we're talking to some utility companies, but now we have paid pilot projects with Tacoma Power to create a digital twin. San Diego Gas and Electric, we're an approved aggregator to connect solar, batteries, and EVs as a virtual power plant. And I'm happy to say that we're talking to Southern about multiple pilot projects. We work with solar and battery companies, solar like Latimer, and also batteries like the battery company that you saw. We used their battery in that last demo. And we help connect those assets to the grid. And I'm happy to say we're signing an NDA with one of the top 5 largest automotive manufacturers in the world. Thank you. The virtual power plant market is just starting and growing around 33% per year to hit $6.5 billion by 2028. The company that cracks this code is going to be worth billions of dollars, and we're the team to do it. Hi, I'm Pat Phelps, the founder and CEO of WhyGrene. While studying physics, I realized this was just a big physics problem that we could solve. So I hired and built a team of experts, including systems engineers, PhDs with computer and electrical engineering, and Dr. Mani Vadari has literally written multiple books on this exact topic. When I first met Mani, he said, Pat, this app will help utilities connect better with their customers, and that energizes me. The WhyGrene software saves utilities money, makes their customers money, and helps prevent outages. Thank you for your time and energy.
Good evening. My name is Hypatia Dunn, and I'm on the innovation team at Alabama Power. Now with my 10 years of experience in the utility industry, I think I know a little something about the word energy. Now this next founder, she brings the energy. She is like that generator in your home when the lights go out. She is that breaker in your panel box that never trips or needs to be reset. But most importantly, she is the sunshine and morale booster for our teams after a hurricane of a day. It is my absolute honor to introduce you to our very own Energizer, Dr. Laura Stoy.
All right, y'all, confession time. I love buying new gadgets. I can't get enough. I just bought the new iPhone with the 3 lenses, so cool, love it. Now, did I need this new phone? No, I did not. I just really wanted it. But you know what, I'm in good company. Americans love buying new gadgets. This year, we're on track to spend over $500 billion worth. And that's fine, but these gadgets require minerals we don't produce in the United States. These include rare earth elements. Now, we need rare earths for our fun gadgets, but we also need them in a lot of different technologies. We need them in energy, in our electric vehicles and wind turbines. We need them for our military, fighter jets, GPS, communications equipment, precision-guided missiles. We even need them in medicine, in diagnostic tests like MRIs and in different drug treatments. In these applications, rare earths play critical roles, and oftentimes there's no substitutes. And I just said we don't produce them in the United States, so where do we get them from? China. China dominates global production of rare earth elements, from mining to refining. This poses a risk to our domestic supply chain. And you could say, let's bring mining to the United States. And environmental consequences fully aside, opening a new mine in the United States is a permitting nightmare. It takes 10 years to bring a new mine online in the United States. We don't have that kind of time because in the next 10 years, rare earth element demand is going to increase from 400 to 600%. What American innovation needs is a resilient and diverse rare earth element supply chain. Rivalia Chemical Co. is going to produce rare earths domestically without mining by taking advantage of a common waste material. That material is coal ash. Now, we produce coal ash when we burn coal for power, and as a result of combustion, rare earths are enriched in the resulting coal ash. Before now, there wasn't a good way to extract these rare earths from coal ash. During my PhD, I developed a now patent-pending technology, the first of its kind that selectively leaches rare earths from coal ash. We can then precipitate them out with mild acids, and we recycle the residual solid into low-carbon concrete. The best part? We're going to integrate with existing concrete producers. By bolting on to their existing infrastructure, we can keep our capital expenses low, which is going to be critical as we grow and expand. And expanding is exactly what we're going to do next. We validated our technology at bench scale, and we'll be scaling to bigger and better prototypes right here in Birmingham, Alabama at the Southern Research Institute. We're really going from grams on the bench to tons in the trench. And I do mean tons quite literally. The US produces 130 million metric tons of coal ash every single year. That's the equivalent of 115 Empire State Buildings every year. And it turns out we've been burning coal for a long time. And we have about 2 billion metric tons in ash ponds around the US right now. Conservatively, that ash has $100 billion worth of rare earth elements in it. On the high end, 34 trillion. That's a T up there, guys. Frankly, I am the best person to bring a solution to market here. My name is Dr. Laura Stoy, and I'm the CEO and founder of Rivalia Chemical Co. I got my PhD at Georgia Tech in environmental engineering, where I developed this process. And I then worked with the EPA and the Federation of American Scientists studying the rare earth element supply chain. I'm a leading expert in rare earth element recovery. So believe me when I say rare earth element recovery is one big ash opportunity. I had to, I'm sorry. But all jokes aside, bringing rare earth element production back to the United States is serious business. And this method with coal ash is the answer. I'd be happy to talk to you after the program's over, and I hope you follow our journey online as we secure a new link in the rare earth element supply chain. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Richie Kruneberg. A really fun part about our job is that we get to make Birmingham a home away from home for all these companies that have traveled from all over the country and even the world. This next team is an exception to that. They are our one and only Alabama team in this cohort. Yes. I'm talking about Shipshape Urban Farms from Mobile, Alabama. Angela and Dale, her wife and husband, might be local, but please note they do not have a local mindset. They are ready to share their ideas with all of you and the rest of the world. So please help me welcome Angela and Dale from Shipshape.
Imagine a world with a farm in front of every school, serving as a classroom that also provides fresh, nutritious food for our children. Imagine a world with no food deserts, because right now, 1 in 6 Americans live in one. Imagine farming in space.
Angela, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's keep our feet here on the ground and talk about what's going wrong with our current food system. Simply put, it's broken. We grow food on average 1,500 miles away from where it's consumed. It's a system that only works with cheap oil. And when we grow our food this way, we waste about 40% of everything that's grown. That takes $1,600 out of every one of your family's pockets each and every year in wasted food. And when we waste that food, we're also wasting the time, the labor, the energy, and everything else that goes into growing it. So if we can't feed the 8 billion people that are here today on Earth, how in the world are we going to feed the almost 12 billion people that will be here in the next 50 years? That's where Shipshape comes in. We want to change the way we build our food system. We want to bring the farm back closer to the people and put it in cities and create a distributed network of farmers using our equipment and our technology throughout the country to reduce food miles, food waste, and food insecurity.
In 2017, we decided that we were going to be the solution to this broken food system. So we bought a farm and we got our hands dirty. We grew food in the ground, in a hydroponic greenhouse, and in a prototype of our technology in a shipping container that you can see right here. And over the next few years, we learned to accelerate the growth of our crops from 12 weeks to only 5.
So we took what we learned from prototyping and we built this. This is our first completely built from the ground up modular hydroponic farm. And we're super excited to announce that we're shipping in just 2 short weeks our very first paying customer unit to Foley, Alabama, down on the Gulf Coast. They'll be growing 5 acres of food in just 500 square feet. This is our technology in action. This is our prototype. It uses 95% less water versus conventional farming. It can go anywhere, grow almost anything, and go to any climate. We can grow food year-round right where we live. We can eliminate those food miles, that food waste, and food insecurity in this country.
Of course, none of this will be possible without our amazing team by our side. Shipshape was founded here in Alabama. We've grown roots in Alabama. And our factory is just 20 minutes away from where you sit tonight. And by the end of 2023, we will have the ability to build and deploy 400 modular farms a year. That's equal to 2,000 new acres of farmland for our planet.
So this is just a few of the pending or current partnerships that we've developed during our time at Techstars. Soon, we're going to be bringing farms close to every community throughout Alabama and the US.
We haven't spent a single dime marketing our product yet, and as you can see from this map, we've captured interest from future farmers and organizations all over the world. And for a price of only $200,000 in ROI, return on investment, of only or less than 2 years, who wouldn't want to join us on this food revolution? With all of this traction, Shipshape is skyrocketing. The sky is the limit.
Actually, the sky is no longer the limit. We just signed a partnership with Orbital Assembly, and in just a few short years, about 3 to 5, we'll be sending our tech into space. I'm Dale.
And I'm Angela.
The future of farming here on Earth
And space?
is with Shipshape.
Nailed it. Okay, I am a die-hard Kansas Jayhawk, rock chalk, and when I took this job, I hoped that we would never have a Duke Blue Devil in the class. And for 2 years, we did it. But this year, unfortunately, there are 2 founders, Michael Valerino that went first, and Hazel, our next company, that went to Duke. So that's been hard for me. We've done our best. I got to know Hazel a year and a half ago, and she is one of the most resilient, determined, and passionate entrepreneurs that I have ever known. And let me tell you something. Everyone in this room, your companies, could use this company, Ecolytics. I promise you, you all are potential customers, and I'm going to tell you a secret. She's not charging enough for her product. Her mistake is your gain. Please welcome Hazel Horvath from Ecolytics onto the stage.
Think about the company that you work for. Does it care about its bottom line? Of course it does. And because of that, I guarantee recently, your company has been thinking about the broader impact it's having. Sustainability is on everyone's mind because people and the planet matter. And companies are finding that when they focus on their impact, their bottom line only improves. Sustainable companies are saving money, they're more productive, they're attracting more investment. And if that wasn't enough, these companies are also doing an amazing job of attracting members of my generation to work for and buy from their companies. And that's no coincidence. My generation is quite frankly terrified of what the world will look like as we get older, and we only want to engage with the companies that share our values. So sustainability isn't this nice to have, it's a business need. But the tools that actually solve sustainability for businesses, that make the most of your time and money put towards this work, those tools don't exist. It's like you're trying to model your company financials before Excel was even invented. Everything that's happening now is manual and expensive. And I know this because I worked on sustainability across the globe. In Durham, North Carolina, I got my degree from Duke University in Environment and Sustainability. In Washington, D.C., I worked analyzing corporate sustainability data. In Geneva, Switzerland, I worked for a green investment firm. 在中国北京，我在投资公司实习了。I pursued all these experiences trying to figure out where I could make the biggest difference. I even learned Chinese to try to figure that out. But instead, I found that companies across the world were all facing the same issue, that taking action on sustainability is hard. I was on a team that it took 3 months to gather the data to make one decision. And I knew that that pace of progress was too slow for that company and for the planet. So I created Ecolytics, a single platform to help companies start taking action. Here's how it works. We start with your company's impact, something every company has, but very few companies actually know what this means for them. We start by quantifying this, breaking it down so all your environmental, social, and governance metrics live in one place. And then with that data, we can pinpoint where your company needs to improve, whether it be your carbon emissions or the diversity of your staff. And from this data, we can create a roadmap for your company to start improving so that decision paralysis doesn't happen because your next step is right in front of you. And once your company has improved, we give you the tool to show that off. Without using Ecolytics, companies are either making sustainability claims with no data to back it up, or on the opposite end, are spending their ends of the year scrambling to put together an impact report. At Ecolytics, we bridge that gap by creating what's like a status page for impact. So companies, in real time, companies can share how they're improving. This is ready for your shareholder reports, for your employees, where they can see this on their website when you're trying to attract them. This could even be linked on your product. And it creates this snowball effect. So as your company continues to improve, you continue to show that off. This is how change happens. And when they call this an accelerator, that is no joke. We've been making a lot of great progress here in Alabama. I am so excited to announce today our partnership with Alabama Power Foundation. The foundation is working with companies right here in Alabama to get B Corp certified. That is the highest level of certification for impact for companies. It's very rigorous, and Ecolytics is going to help them do that faster and easier. So whether your company is ready for that highest standard or just to start taking your first baby steps in sustainability, Ecolytics can help you. And now, so Nate called me out during his intro saying we're pricing our product too low. Let's talk about it. We have customers, we're making revenue. We've made 5 figures of revenue in just 1 month of selling the product. And thank you. And companies are using Ecolytics right now to make their sustainability better. But I made a promise in starting this company that the first 100 customers using our product would get an extra special layer of my own time, white glove service, and a discount when they go to start their sustainability journey with Ecolytics. So what that looks like, full transparency, it's $1,800 for a company's first year of Ecolytics. That's the same as a couple days of a consultant, a few weeks of a new hire. And so I hope I'm catching you before you're one of the hundreds of companies that spent hundreds of thousands of dollars putting towards sustainability without the tool to help optimize that time and effort. So like I've been saying, the pace of progress is way too slow. So here's something we can all do right now to make a difference. Scan this QR code on the screen and sign your company up for Ecolytics. This is the action we take today to create a better future. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. My name's Christina Marullo, and this fall I traveled from the windy city of Chicago to join the Techstars Alabama team as an investor in residence. I've enjoyed working with all of the teams here, but in particular, it's been an honor to be in the presence of our next founder, who traveled across the Atlantic Ocean, all the way from Gothenburg, Sweden, to be with us. He's experienced a lot of firsts over the past 13 weeks. It was his first time in the state of Alabama. It was his first time ever witnessing a basketball game when the New Orleans Pelicans came to town. And it was also his first time enjoying an iced beverage, which apparently they don't have in Europe. It was about a year ago when I first heard this founder speak of the incredible work that his team was engineering. So you better believe that when I heard about it and understood immediately the implications of what it would mean for the grid, I emailed Nate right away to make sure they had a conversation. I'm so thrilled for you all to hear him to present tonight, so you can share in the excitement that I have for what his team is building. So, without further ado, it's my privilege to introduce the co-founder and CEO of Eneryield, Johan Radomir.
Hej allihopa! Vad roligt att vara här idag och presentera för er. Det är verkligen en stor ära. By the way, did you get that? Probably not. It was Swedish, basically saying, hello everybody, it's great to be here presenting for you today. It's truly an honor. And don't worry, the rest of the presentation will be in English. Today we're going to talk about power grids. And failing power grids is a growing concern in the US. We see more extreme weather, we connect more and more devices, and there are new types of loads and generation. All in all, this puts severe stress on the power grids, and utilities are struggling to maintain the grid in operation, spending a lot of money and time in doing so. So what utilities really need is a proactive tool that can provide them with future insight about the grid state. My name is Johan Radomir. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Eneryield, and as you heard, I traveled all the way from Sweden to present our solution to you here today. And using our software, we can predict grid faults 1 week before they happen. And this is done without adding any new hardware to the system. Using our software, we can generate an alarm days, a week before something severe is about to happen, as well as understand the location of the same fault. And this means that utility companies can switch from a reactive into a proactive approach. And that means less downtime, less money spent on maintenance, increased life length of component, and overall more stable and reliable power grids. And this is a huge matter, because every year, American utilities are spending $30 billion on maintaining the grid in operation. So there is a lot of stuff that can be done meaning a great opportunity. And this is our software. And I know there is a lot of stuff going on here on the screen. Don't worry about it. But I want to zoom in on one thing. And this is the voltage and current disturbances. And that's what we use to predict future fault. So by using sophisticated pattern recognition techniques, we can flag a warning days, a week before something severe is about to happen, and thus giving utilities enough time to try to avoid the outage. And so far, it has been working very well, I must say. In our previous work, we have seen that we can predict 60% of all grid faults. And this is completely revolutionizing. There are no other software on the market capable of doing so. And furthermore, this means that we can save one mid-sized utility $10 to $50 million every year. And this is a team that has made this possible. We have great technical knowledge within the team. We have a PhD within computer science, another PhD within electrical engineering. We have a master in complex adaptive systems, as well as mathematics and computational science. So you do understand we are a team well equipped of solving this task. And we have had good traction as well. So far this year, in Europe, we have performed 4 pilots with great results, as you saw. And this have meant a $200,000 revenue this year. So I think we are on a good path. And now we want to expand into the US. And that's why we are here today. So if you want to support our journey towards an electrified society empowered by renewable energy sources with stable and reliable grids, whether you are a utility or an investor, please reach out to me after this presentation. Thank you.
All right, are we having fun, everybody? Do you have enough energy for one more team? The next founder I'd like to introduce to the stage was actually a mentor in our 2021 class, but it hasn't stopped. Even while building a company, she continues to mentor even her own class, all while conquering the massive market of home improvement. I'd like to welcome to the stage someone I call my friend, Jess.
My name is Jessica Mino, and I am the founder and CEO of a new curated home improvement marketplace called Idyllo. So I know I'm wrapping up the evening, so I'm actually going to start with an announcement that I'm thrilled about. After Techstars and feeling the incredible energy in this city, I have decided that Birmingham is going to be Idyllo's first launch city. We have come so far. I came to Birmingham from DC as a solo founder with a crew of great advisors and a prototype. They are awesome, by the way. We have a former chief software architect of Stitch Fix, who basically built their product up here, former head of engineering at Slack, first hired Arcadia Power, helped build them from 0 to 500,000 customers, and that's just a few of their credentials. They're awesome. They're still with us. But I was just one person, and I'm super excited to say that we are actually now a team of 6. We have hired a launch team right in Birmingham. Few of them are in the audience today. And we are just getting started. And we are in market already with our first customers in your neighborhoods. In downtown Birmingham, Homewood, Vestavia, Pelham. Those are just a few, and we are just getting started. So let me tell you about Idyllo. I am taking a run directly at incumbent solutions like Angie's List and Thumbtack, because frankly speaking, they aren't working for homeowners or for vendors. And that is a huge market opportunity. We spend $750 billion a year on home improvement products and solutions. Right now, if you are a homeowner and you want to get something done in your home, or a renter, the only options you have make money by selling ads and leads to whichever vendor is willing to pay the most, and then they give you a list to dial down. And if you're like me, and 90% of the homeowners that we talk to, the the absolute last thing I want as a homeowner is the vendor who's going to pay the most for leads. What I want as a homeowner is a local vendor who works mostly on referrals and has built real trust in my community. Great. Idyllo was built from the ground up to solve this problem. We help homeowners find local vendors they can trust to do work in their home, and we help the best local vendors find customers who trust them right from the beginning. Here's how we do this. We hire city teams, and their sole focus is on going out and finding the best vendors in every category, from siding to roofing to painting to lawn care to energy systems, and being absolutely obsessed with the best solutions in their local markets. And our bet, financially, is that homeowners will be willing to pay a small curation fee to connect with the best vendors and do work in their homes with people they can trust. So homeowners come to our app, they introduce themselves and tell us what they need to get done. We give you 3 curated recommendations based on your home, your goals, and your preferences, whatever it is, whether it's cost, sustainability, resilience, style. And then we make booking super easy right in the app. And along the way, if you have questions, our team is there and accessible to help you navigate your options on your terms. So it's super easy to get started with Idyllo. In fact, while you're here, I have an ask for all of you. I want you to take out your phones and scan this QR code. If you don't have time now, that's also okay. You can get to it on the back of your cards. But I want you to go to idyllo.com/demo day, and I want you to tell me one thing that you want to get done in your home this month or early in the next year, and we will follow up with you and give you 3 curated recommendations of the best vendors or solutions to get that job done. If it's not already clear, I am on a mission to build a national, multi-billion-dollar marketplace in a historically large market at a moment when the incumbents who established that marketplace are historically vulnerable. And it all starts right here in Birmingham. If we can get this right here, I believe we can take the Idyllo model and put it in every city across the United States. And that is exactly what we're going to do. My name is Jessica Mino. I am the founder and CEO of Idyllo. Please come talk to me afterwards if you want to be on the journey. Thanks so much.
I told you the pitches were going to be great. Let's give another round for these entrepreneurs. All right, before we break some news, you still have a little bit of homework. I mean it. You want to know how to help these entrepreneurs? When you get home, scan your lanyard. Give Jess one thing you need help with in your home. Talk to Ecolytics. Talk to all of our companies. Take an interest. That's how you help these guys out. Really hope you do. Okay, I told you we were going to break news. Well, let's break some news. Brooke, you want to go first?
Absolutely. So we are about to finish our 3rd year, and every year we bring 10 teams to Birmingham. I'm excited to announce that next year we are bringing 12 teams to Birmingham. Thank you, Alabama Power. We appreciate your support and for you believing in us, and we're excited to expand the program.
It's a big deal. Your 12th team, that could be your next billion-dollar company. So expanding this program is amazing. Okay, Brooke, you want to take the next one?
I think you got this one.
Okay, I'll take this one. The Innovation Depot has been the epicenter of our startup ecosystem for a really long time. I got my start there. Brooke got her start there. There are entrepreneurs in the audience today that if they didn't work there, their journey went through the Innovation Depot. As many of you know, they're looking for a new CEO. And the CEO of the depot needs a few qualities. They need to understand both startups and the larger ecosystem, corporate partners, investors, government. They need to know how all of this fits together. They need to understand how to take a physical space and transform it into community. And I have some good news for you. Who is it, Nate? Alan, thanks for asking. The Innovation Depot board and their search committee could not have done a better job and knocked this hire out of the park. How do I know? I've worked with her for 12 years. Brooke, watch this, here we go. Introducing the new CEO of Innovation Depot, Brooke Gillis.
I promised Tony Smoke I would not cry, so I'm going to hold it together right now. Wow, thank you, Nate. What a huge honor. I'm so excited to be able to, for this next adventure. And I want to give a huge thanks to Techstars. I would not be here today without Techstars. I love working with founders. I get to work with these amazing founders every day. And at the Innovation Depot, I don't only get to work with 10 amazing teams, I get to work with hundreds and hundreds of founders. And I am so grateful and humbled for this opportunity. And I might be shaking a little bit right now. So thank you. Thank you for the board for believing in me. But you know what? Tonight is not about me. It's about the teams. Now, we have a new vision at the Innovation Depot, and I can't wait to tell you about it. So everyone needs to come to our big kickoff party at the beginning of the year. But let's take it back to the teams right now. We've got a special show for you. And so I'm going to invite the Alabama Power teams, the Techstars teams, and my team to the stage, and we've got one last surprise. So hang tight. You'll be out of here in 3 minutes. Woo!
It's time to flash back with a pretty nice track to our pretty nice traction and plans of attack. Recapitulate 10 pitches in 4 minutes flat. Y'all still stunned like snap, there's a rap. Like volts over ohms, got an amped up flow. We roll with the punches, come back to KO. We're 0 to 1, got heroic expansion. Growing like a dollhouse into a mansion. Cause we're a startup, what? Yeah, we're a startup, what? The coolest thing that you can be a part of, what? Startup, what? Yeah, we're a startup, what? The coolest thing that you can be a part of, what? Solar panel dirt doctor, yeah, I'll drop the mic. And Harold is a wizard, coding faster than light. Scheduling some cleaning, solar panels gleaming. Dirt bad, solar good, the energy is streaming. 100 million metric tons of coal ash on the annual. It's good we got Rivalia with the expert level manual. Rivalia is dissolving the old trash for some enrichment. Extracting precious metals like a rare earth Rumpelstiltskin. Startup, what? Yeah, we're a startup, what? The coolest thing that you can be a part of, what? What if you could know before the power cut off? By looking at the voltages and currents and stuff. Eneryield prevents with deep learning analysis anomalies that lead to power grid paralysis. Time to take it home to a market you can own. 90 million owners who live in their own home. Idyllo is a market-making window into energy transitioning improvements, making every home exemplary. Startup, what? We're a startup, what? Coolest thing that you can be a part of, what? Latimer Controls up the caliber of solar. They regulate the rate at which light becomes power. The digital bridge between solar and the grid. Dispatchable renewables, it's gonna be big. It's a veggie wrap! Turn up the beat! They fit 5 acres and 500 square feet. Let us relish how fresh it tastes when you're urban farming. All a Shipshape, we're a startup. What? The coolest thing that you can be a part of. What? PowerTechs, we do workforce assessment, repurposing workers for emerging professions. Our simulators detect needed skills for clean energy, communication, competence, confidence, and safety. WhyGrene? It's energy backwards, pulling power and pushing it back towards the grid. So take your EV and park it and pull a little profit off the energy market. Cause we're a startup, what? Yeah, we're a startup, what? Coolest thing that you can be a part of. Sorry. So you want to do good, but you're not sure how? That's what Ecolytics is all about. Turn intentions into action from inception to enterprise and reach net zero or BB Corp certified. Yo, this company is hopping, dropping off the companies abroad. Yeah, they broaden opportunities for jobs and come check out all the companies that bought in. Cause we're a startup. What? Yeah, we're a startup. What? Coolest thing that you can be a part of. We got Alabama Power people pulling picture poses. So glad you noticed. What you don't know is Kevin, Joy, Hypatia, and Southern Company have been supporting all of us with all of APC. Nate, Brooke, Matt Monroe, Richie, and Christina, the coaches in our corner as we enter the arena. They give us business practices, they practically perfected them. All the people here, Techstars connected them. Startup, what? The coolest thing that you can be a part of. We're startups and fighters, full-hearted contenders. Tight like carbon fiber, we will never surrender. So witness as our business eclipses your biggest visions, and the quickness of our blitzes convinces you our pitches are legit, and that this is a necessary prelude to a legendary deluge as we shower you with value. Be showing that we're growing with exponents that you're gonna want a chart of. But we gotta have a little fun cause we're a startup. What? We're a startup. What? The coolest thing that you can be a part of. What? Startup. What? Yeah, we're a startup. What? The coolest thing that you can be a part of.
Give it up for our teams, guys. We hope you all will stay and join us. The bar is open. There's food in the lobby. Please stick around and meet these amazing teams. Thank you for coming. We're out.